What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp here. Breaking news MMA podcast, breaking news boxing podcast, breaking news combat sports podcast. Fightful.com will have the story up momentarily. A source has told Yahoo's Kevin Iole that Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor is finalized. As Fightful.com posted the other day, August 26th seems to be the date. Las Vegas seems to be the place. Likely in MGM Grand Garden Arena or the T-Mobile Arena, but the Nevada Athletic Commission on Wednesday did approve the request from Mayweather Promotions to put a boxing card on August 26th at the MGM Grand. The venue could change. That isn't set in stone, but it seems like Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor is very close to being set in stone. Now, Conor McGregor hasn't fought in an MMA fight since last November when he defeated Eddie Alvarez to win the UFC lightweight championship. This coming after a lengthy run at featherweight and a couple of fights against Nate Diaz at welterweight. Conor McGregor has said that he plans on fighting after this bout, but Yahoo suggests that both men could make over $100 million for this fight. Floyd Mayweather had been retired since 2015, decided to come out of retirement for this bout. His last fight didn't do so well at the box office. Meanwhile, Conor McGregor has been a box office smash everywhere he goes, from last-minute replacement fights against Chad Mendez to big fights against another last-minute replacement in Nate Diaz to a big rematch there. Then a champion versus champion bout, fighting Jose Aldo in what technically was also a champion versus champion bout. He's been hitting seven figures all along the way. Floyd Mayweather struggled after the Manny Pacquiao super fight, which did the greatest pay-per-view numbers of all time, to get that sense of interest again from casual fans or any fans in general. This fight looks to be a huge one. This looks to be easy in its sleep, a seven-figure pay-per-view drawing situation. I would suggest it does at least $3 million, given McGregor's history, given Mayweather's history, given the overall interest in this situation. Of course, Fightful.com will have more on this. UFC President Dana White hasn't commented. Mayweather Promotions has not commented on this situation. Neither has Floyd Mayweather himself or Conor McGregor, but obviously, August 26th, that is the date that is penciled in right now. Now, this is particularly interesting because this is just weeks before a Triple G Canelo fight is set to take place, which has a lot of people interested. It's just a month after big UFC shows. So, I mean, this looked to be the date, the Triple G Canelo fight, looked to be the original date that was being planned for a Conor McGregor-Floyd Mayweather fight. Conor McGregor's been on the shelf for a little while, as he awaited the birth of his first child. That did occur weeks ago, Conor McGregor Jr. born. And he said he wasn't going to fight anytime before then because of the stress that it put on his girlfriend. So he looks to be ready to fight. He signed his contract a couple of weeks ago. Floyd Mayweather has as well. All this information coming in as we speak. But head over to Fightful.com. We will have updated information. We will bring you more information this Saturday after UFC Singapore. Myself and Showdown Joe will be here for a post-show podcast. Of course, we also have Andre Ward versus Kovalev coverage this Saturday. Don't know if we're doing a podcast for that as of yet. But Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, MMA versus boxing. Now, Conor McGregor hasn't trained straight boxing for very long. This conversation just came about really a year and a half ago when Floyd Mayweather admittedly cooked up some rumors that he would face Conor McGregor. Mayweather is no dummy. He saw the cash cow that is Floyd Mayweather. Maybe he didn't see that in boxing. I don't know. That's all speculation, but he did admit that he kicked up the rumors about a potential fight with Conor McGregor. For months, UFC President Dana White said that was not an option. That would not happen. Changed his tune. Money gets involved. He changed his tune. UFC is under new ownership now since before these rumors started. Maybe they played a role in it. That's, again, all speculation. But they surely are going to get their cut as well because Conor McGregor is still under UFC contract. Now, a big question has been, will either man fight after this? As far as Floyd Mayweather is concerned, you got to think this is his last hurrah. 50-0, that's historic. It's very unlikely that Conor McGregor would win this. Of course, there are plenty of X factors. Conor McGregor is much bigger than Floyd Mayweather. He hits pretty damn hard. He is a southpaw. But ultimately, there is the experience and the undeniable defense of Floyd Mayweather. Arguably the best defense in the history of boxing. That's going to be tough to overcome for anybody, much less someone who hasn't trained full-time in boxing for longer than 7 months, apparently. It's been 7 months since Mayweather defeated Eddie Alvarez. Now, anything is possible in any fight. We hear the questions about Conor McGregor's cardio. This could be a little bit different. 5 rounds of 5-minute fights is a little bit different than 12 rounds of 3-minute fights. Will that play to his advantage in comparison to MMA or his detriment? That's a tough sell right now. Put some questions in the live chat right now, and I will get to them, guys. I know this is definitely all just off the top. Somebody says Conor gets knocked out. It's possible, but Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather hasn't knocked out anybody in years. And even then, you got to wonder if Victor Ortiz was paying attention, would he be knocked out? Vinny Fernando says 12-round snooze fest. Very likely, quite possible. Mayweather could just style a McGregor the entire time. That is quite a possible situation. Conor started as a boxer. Sean, not saying he's amazing, but that's his background coming into MMA. Yeah, but it wasn't at this level. It wasn't at the pro level. Vinny Fernando says, easiest payday Conor will ever get? Yes. This is a no-doubter, win or lose. Really, Conor McGregor can construct this in which it is a no-lose situation for him. I've said this on several Fightful.com podcasts before with Carlos Toro, with Steve Muehlhausen, with Showdown Joe. Conor McGregor needs to, I don't want to say disrespect boxing, but certainly set himself up for failure. Say, I'm doing this fight because you wouldn't fight me in a real fight. You wouldn't fight me in MMA, so I'll come do your little boxing fight, whether he thinks it is or not. These press conferences are going to be something special. It will be nice to see how it goes because Conor McGregor is nearly untouchable in that type of scenario. Nearly untouchable. This thing is going to cost $100. I would not be surprised if this pay-per-view costs $100. That would not shock me at all. It probably should. And even if it does, it's going to sell like crazy. It's going to sell like nuts. I don't know how much nuts sell, but it's going to be nuts. It's going to be wild. Your boys at Fightful.com will have you coverage or have your coverage of the press conferences, of the fights, of the post-fight. We'll have live streams of those press conferences. We'll have full breakdowns. We will have features, post shows, all that. Your boys at Fightful.com will bring it to you. Again, Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, finalized, it would appear, for August 26th in Las Vegas, 4 days before your boy's birthday. Happy birthday to me. That's going to be something. Now, another big situation is, well, Adam Ball says Conor's in a no-win position. If for some reason he beats Mayweather, everyone will scream fix. That doesn't matter. No, everyone will not scream fix. Smart people will not scream fix. I don't think you all understand the moving parts in that situation. Everybody's going to scream fix no matter who beats who in any sport because there are morons who believe that to be true. Terrence Hall says, Conor got beaten by Diaz, who is a great fighter, but not a top-level boxer. Floyd will destroy him. Well, Floyd may destroy him, but Floyd ain't going to choke him out, Terrence. Floyd's not going to drag Conor McGregor into deep water and strangle him like Nate Diaz did. Think they might have a mixed commentary team for this? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think so. I think this is a Mayweather, whoever Mayweather wants to do commentary, will be doing commentary. I don't think Conor McGregor gives one solitary damn about who calls this fight. He cares about the money. And Floyd Mayweather cares about the money. Heavy gloves make it a non-contest, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe. Anything can happen in a fight. Am I leaning towards Floyd Mayweather? Yes, I am. 95% towards Floyd Mayweather, but there always is a chance. Anything can happen. Cat Thumb says, can't wait to see Joe break this down. Yeah, I wanted to have Joe on this podcast, actually, but unfortunately, he was preoccupied. We wrapped List and Ya Boy maybe 25 minutes before this went live. I was about to go get some eggs and bacon, but I'm here talking with you good folks. Somebody says, Mauro, it's possible. It's possible. I'm not, Carlos and Steve are your guys when it pertains to who's going to make the announcements. I'm hoping they'll be here for a podcast tomorrow. I don't know yet, though. So I guess we'll see. But Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Floyd Mayweather will come out of retirement to face the double UFC champion, Conor McGregor. Arguably the most dominant boxing champion of all time. Nobody can touch him. Physically, nobody can touch him. That being said, how active has he been? Not in the ring, in the gym. Will that play a role? There are so many moving parts to this situation that we will just have to wait and see. August 26th, this summer is absolutely loaded, you guys. Does the UFC get paid? That remains to be seen. We will find all this out and post it on Fightful.com, your source for boxing, MMA, wrestling. Go over to our forums. Talk some trash about this stuff. Head over to our forums. Get registered absolutely free. You can talk MMA, pro wrestling, boxing, movies, TV, music. But let's take a look at some of the events. We got International Fight Week coming up at the beginning of July. Even before then, this weekend, UFC Singapore. Then Kovalev versus Ward. Then WWE Money in the Bank the next night. A damn. Then the next weekend, we have Bellator NYC. The next night, Lee versus Chiesa. That was not a show that I was anticipating to be excited for. I am. The next weekend, for you pro wrestling fans, you got the New Japan special. You got Impact Slammiversary. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Then it's International Fight Week. International Fight Week, you got Fightful.com's own Elias Theodorou fighting on Friday. Then you got the stacked UFC 213, I believe it is, show with Nunes and Shevchenko. Then you got Romero and Whitaker. I can't wait for that. Lawler, Cerrone, Verdum, Overeem too. Pettis, Jim Miller, Travis Brown's on the card. It's all set. The next weekend, a little under the radar, but Nelson versus Ponzinibbio, Calderwood versus Calvillo. I ain't going to tout that show too much. But the next weekend, you have UFC on Fox, which is Weidman versus Gastelum. That's going to be a big, big show. WWE Great Balls of Fire, featuring, which is the dumbest ass name I've ever heard in my entire life. Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. That's July 9th. That's the weekend. That's International Fight Weekend. That's a few before that. WWE Battleground, July 23rd. You got WWE SummerSlam on August 20th. You got Cormier versus Jones, July 29th. You got UFC Mexico City, August 5th. Struve versus Volkov from Rotterdam, September 2nd. UFC 216, September 9th. And it leads up. You get all this stuff. Mayweather, McGregor, August 26th. Triple G, Canelo in September. My God, there are so many cards. There are so many cards. Fightful.com is the place to be, you guys. Thanks for sticking with me in this absolute mess of a breaking news podcast. But I wanted to bring it to you all, get you all up to date on the info in case you didn't have time to read the story. Of course, Fightful.com. Head over there, subscribe, like, thumbs us up. Spread the word. Thank you guys so much. I love you all. Appreciate you all. Keep it locked.